Hey gang, Spider Paul back from our annual trip to Terrificon. This year was the 10th-year anniversary of the convention, and it was amazing. And there were tons and tons of people, tons of great artists. So I'm gonna go through and do a video on what I was able to pick up. Now, the first thing I wanted to do was go see our friend George Deep, who's a comic book artist from the Maine area. He was down there. And last year, we had him do a commission. My girlfriend likes Pooh, the Do You Pooh books. I like Spider-Man. So we had him do a Spider-Pooh. And we were real thrilled with the way that came out. Evidently, we weren't the only ones, because the fact that he did this commission got him a gig doing another Pooh book. And he did this Pooh thing cover, which is beautiful. So we got that from him, we got it signed. He said in order to thank us for, having the commission done that got him this gig, he said, I'm saving 2 copies for you from the artist proofs, which are limited to 5. So we got number 2 from the artist proofs, and with the trade dress, and number 2 of the Virgin. So that's going right up on the wall. Thanks so much to my buddy George. And it's a beautiful book. We're real happy to have it. That was the first thing I wanted to do. I said, we got to go see George first and check out the copies of Giant-Sized Man Pooh, or as he calls it, Pooh Thing. Now, along with that commission that was done last year, I wanted to get something else added to my sketchbook. I said, what am I going to do? So Dan Parent, who does a lot of Archie books, was also there, and we had him sign Archie and the Minor Threats #1. So I get that signature, and I thought I should get a sketch. And he said, well, what would you like? I said, I have a lot of your remarks. Our good friend, Mellow Fellow, I got a lot of books from him. We've done remarks, but I don't have a Jughead. So can you do a Jughead sketch? And he said, sure. And now I have a signed Juggy sketch from Dan Parent, that's cool. That was fun to watch him draw, and I'm glad to get that one. I like when we go to these bigger conventions to try to support some of the lesser known artists. So if I see somebody with a book that they're selling, it's either crowdfunded or however they did it, I will go ahead and get those books to try to support them. You never know who's going to be the next Todd McFarlane or whoever. Now, I did that, geez, I gotta be going back on 10, almost 15 years ago. I want to say it was in Boston. I met these guys from Wayward Raven, Mark and Alex, and bought a copy of their book, Ascendant. So, 15 years later, I'm still buying their stuff, and they had this hardcover, We Suck at Comics. Got Scotty Young's signatures on a couple of books. And got the Kevin Eastman remark and signature on my Steve Levine Turtle book. And Brian Posen, who is Bert, the geologist from the Big Bang Theory, wrote this one. He was there, so got that signed. Then Walt and Louise Simonson on this little book I got signed. So I got Walt Simonson and Brian Polito on this Foil Lady Death cover. And Charles Soule on 8 Billion Genies #1. Signed that for me. Then I picked up a Transformers book I was missing. For the Secret Wars 2 book I was missing. And I won this, I think it's Frank Cho, signed Amazing Spider-Man from one of the guys. And Frank Miller Wolverine 4. And Frank Miller Wolverine 3. First, I picked up this Amazing Spider-Man Annual #2. And that, I believe, was from Gary's booth. I may get some of these confused because I was running around buying all kinds of stuff. But that's a big book for my run. The second annual for Spider-Man. And then we went over to Buzz Comics. And yeah, the major book for me, this was Amazing Spider-Man #19 with the Human Torch, Sandman, and the Enforcers. Buzz gave me a great price on this book, and is such a cool guy. You know, we got to hang out and talk and get some pictures and stuff. So thanks Buzz Comics for that, for #19. Also got Amazing Spider-Man 65. There was another booth that was doing 30% off. I got Amazing Spider-Man 71. And then back from Gary, I believe, got Amazing Spider-Man 76. And then went to a different booth. I'm sorry, I can't remember who it was. I picked up 83 and 96. So my Spider-Man run is getting closer and closer. Everybody was giving deals. They all gave breaks on the prices that the books are marked at. The nice thing about Terrificon, one of the nice things is all the dealers are willing to work with you on the prices. As long as you're willing, I would say, bring cash and be reasonable. Don't nickel and dime somebody or try to lowball stuff. They're trying to make money. You're trying to finish a collection. So I got closer to finishing my Spider-Man run. And now I am officially 30 books away from having the run of Amazing Spider-Man that goes from #1 through the current day. Can't wait. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. So hopefully we'll get that done sometime. But that's Terrificon. Had a great time, spent a lot of time hanging with friends and just, you know, being with the community. If you've never been to the show, Mitch Halleck puts on a great time at Terrificon in Mohegan Sun. Next year, I think, is August 8th and 9th. Definitely go check that out. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.